Today we're going to be diving into one of the channel's favorite topics, it seems, as of lately, because the last video did very well. So we're going to dive into soft productivity. Now, we clearly live in a society that loves to glorify productivity and long hours plus high workloads. But I believe for the individuals who desire true peace and alignment, which is you, of course, and me, it is important to redefine what productivity and success means to us individually. So this concept of soft productivity, don't get it twisted. It doesn't mean that you're not getting anything done. Not at all. It's actually quite effective. It's a concept that focuses on working smarter than harder, finding balance plus prioritizing the things that matter most, our mental and emotional and physical well-being. It's about finding that sweet spot where efficiency and self-care can intersect. So instead of just time management, we focus on energy management. Now, first things first, we have to identify our traps. Now, some of us may be in a 9-to-5 trap, or some of us are self-employed and we've created regressive schedules for ourselves and we developed our own traps. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but majority of our life, we'll go to work. Almost every single day we work, don't we? So we should really attempt to do something we enjoy and that aligns with who we really are. You can be a slave in your 9-to-5, or you could love your 9-to-5. You can be a slave in your own business, or you can also love your own business. Both have the opportunity to bring you fulfillment or self-destruction. When I started doing YouTube full-time, I hit a point where I kept telling people, sorry, I don't have enough time. I'm too busy. I was getting stressed. I had deadlines, and that's fine. But the problem was I wasn't happy. I was like, wait, why does this feel like worse in a way than my 9-to-5? And it's because I set up a trap for myself. I wasn't managing my energy. I was working long hours, which led to burnout. Then I'd rest, replenish my energy, do it again, and then burn out again. It was like this constant roller coaster, and it was draining of my energy. Some of us are there right now, and it's okay. Let's identify where we are, because that's the first key, the first step to true change. Now, sometimes we want to work long hours, don't we? And that's fine, right? And it's also required in some seasons. Sometimes I love dedicating my all and my days and my weeks to like a certain project. But being at that frequency 24/7, my friend, we know where it leads us. So again, recognizing these traps, my friend, is the first key to breaking free. And it's essential that we ask ourselves, is the career that I'm in, does it align with my passions, my values, or my goals? The way I see my life. If you are in a 9-to-5, obviously, you can't just change your schedule, but that's okay. First things first, let's have gratitude. Let's have gratitude that we have a means of generating income that can support our basic needs and give us a little bit of space to do that self-reflection. But then take the time to identify your core values, your interests, your skills. If you want to carve out a new life for yourself, something that aligns with who you are, you live in the best era to do so. Like 60 years ago, I'm sorry, things weren't as fun as they are now. Like being an artist, that wasn't really realistic. Let's be honest, most women just had to be at home. Some want to be home, that's fine, but some didn't, but they were forced to. Now we live in a time where we can explore our dreams, build careers. We can work from home. You could be a digital nomad if you like, or you could work for somebody else and have space after work to still like not even think about work, right? There's benefits to a 9-to-5. A 9-to-5, once it hits 5 o'clock, you can clock out. A lot of times at your own business, you're always thinking about it, right? So we have to take that time to do self-reflection, meditate, and ask ourselves, what are our values? What are our interests? What are our skills? Consider what brings you joy and fulfillment. consider any voids you see in the world and ask yourself, can I fill that void? What sparks your spirit? You know, many people ask me, how did you get into what you're doing now? And it's such a long-winded answer and question. But I remember 8 years ago, I told myself, I want to bring balance to the internet. I saw a void online, especially like 8-10 years ago. It was mainly like pranks and, you know, just a lot of silly stuff, which can be fun. But I was like, there is a void online. There's an energy that is missing, and I want to fill it. And I had to do a lot of work. I had to go on a journey. But now I'm here. Now I'm fulfilling that void that I saw almost a decade ago. That is the benefit of doing a little bit of self-discovery, that introspective work, because then we can build a solid foundation and explore new paths and passions that align with who we truly are. And the key is believing that you can carve your own path. Believing, right? Breaking out of the mold. A lot of the times, past generations, like our parents or grandparents, they don't understand what we're trying to do. I always say, they're usually just judging your first few steps, not your heart. How are some of our parents supposed to understand the realm we're living in when they come from a time where you had to go to school, then go to college, then get a blue-collar job, then you buy a house? Everything is completely different now. I remember the first time I made $100 on my own. It completely opened my brain. It allowed me to realize I can carve my own path. You know, I got a camera, I was shooting videos for myself just to promote myself as a music producer. And people started to take notice. They're like, yo, this is good. And at the time, a lot of the artists in my city, a lot of the rappers, they're like, hey, I want a video. So I shot a video for somebody. I didn't even know how to price it. You know, I'm like, I've never done a business transaction like that before. So I charged them $100. I figured, you know what? I go to work and I make $100 in a day at the time. So if I can make $100 doing this in one day, it's a win. Shot the video, edited it the same night, sent it to him. He loved it, got my $100. And I was like, light bulb moment. I created a resource out of a skill and a talent. And I didn't need a employer. I didn't need a medium to generate that. That completely opened my mind, and I knew it was possible. I'm like, if I can make $100, it means I can make 1,000. It means I can make 10,000. It means I can make 100,000. It means I can make 1,000,000. It means I can make 10 million. Have that light bulb moment and realize I can carve my own path. And you just might need a skill, or just fine tune your skills, craft your talents. And that's why our sponsor of the day is Skillshare, the online learning platform that empowers you with the skills to take control of your career path and create a fulfilling and meaningful work-life balance. I'm currently expanding my knowledge on Skillshare in finance, writing, and productivity so I can take my creative career to new heights. Now, right now I'm using Milano to organize and build systems that I learned from creators like Ali Abdaal, who has a course on creating the frameworks to develop systems that support your business and creativity. Now, traditional work or jobs are not a one-size-fits-all. And with Skillshare, you can learn how to design a career that fits perfectly for you. Now, there's a couple of courses I recommend. One, Confidence for Creatives, 5 Exercises to Grow Your Confidence and Self-Care by Eugenia Washington. Amazing. The Perfect 100-Day Project, Your Guide to Explosive Creative Growth by Rich Armstrong, and my own course where I touch on creativity from a mindful perspective and a personal development tool. Now, you may know Skillshare for their extensive classes in like photography and film and video editing and illustration, but Skillshare also offers hundreds of career-focused classes. As we embrace our next step into our careers, it's the perfect time to reinvent your goals and yourself. And thinking about our future can be intimidating, can cause procrastination, but let's take that pressure off by starting small. Skillshare is offering our viewers a special deal. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Now, the thing is, if you are in a job that you don't like, again, have gratitude for where you are. But on the sideline, my friend, it's important that we explore passions, explore hobbies, even if it's like 30 minutes a day or 2 hours a week. You know, this is an amazing way to test the waters and discover new possibilities without just risking it all. You know, like you don't have to quit your job and go risk it all. You can keep your job and on the sideline, just explore your interests. Now, if you're a crazy person like me, you'll just go ahead and quit your job and go all in. That's what I did when I made the $100. When I made that $100, I went to the restaurant because I used to be a cook, and I'm like, I quit. But again, you don't have to do that. I'm a crazy person. If you want to be crazy, go be crazy. But you can do this with a lot more grace. You understand? If you want to preserve your peace, don't worry. Now, the thing is, just have fun with it. Relieve the pressure. These side projects and these hobbies allow you to explore your interests while maintaining stability of your current job. You understand? Remember, you may hate your job or your current career, but I bet you anything you would hate not eating even more, or hate not being able to afford your favorite coffee or tea at Starbucks, or not having the resources to like go enjoy a movie and a dinner with a friend. So have gratitude that you have the means to generate resources, right? Because a lot of times if you travel like I do into third world countries, what do you see? You see people just begging for opportunity. I was just in Nairobi, Kenya, beautiful place. Shout out to all my people in Kenya. I'm like, I want y'all to adopt me. I feel like I'm Kenyan now. I'm gonna talk about that in some other videos, but unfortunately in some areas I went to, you know, I'd meet some people who were down on their luck, just to have opportunity. And they would always ask me, hey, can I get your number? Can you sponsor me to come to Canada? Do you have a job? They just want to work. So the fact that you may have the means to create resources is a blessing. It may not be exactly where you want to be, but have gratitude and do some work on the sideline. Explore your interests. And imagine where you want to be. Imagine your dream life, your dream position. Even if you don't know what the job is or the career is, just imagine what it would feel like. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? How do you feel when you go to sleep? What's your energy like? What does your bank account look like? Think about it, you know, feel it. And then continue to explore your interests and passions. And know all those feelings are possible. You can carve a pathway and build the life that you love and love the life that you are living. While I was doing videography and marketing for other companies and brands and artists, I was making YouTube videos on the side for fun. It was just like my digital journal. It was a place I came and just released. And I'm so glad I didn't step into YouTube at first as a business, because once it's a business, it's a whole other game. It gave me the space just to get better on my own time without all the pressure of money and views and analytics. It allowed me to step into it with grace, you understand? So allow your curiosity to lead, and allow your curiosity to lead you into learning new things, right? Education is key. Look how majority of people in the last few years have basically all learned how to shoot and edit videos. Everybody can shoot a video or take a good picture almost, or, you know, edit, because TikTok, Instagram, CapCut, 10 years ago, let me tell you, it was a rare skill. I know, because I was a videographer. I was almost gonna say I'm not a videographer anymore, but I don't do videography jobs. So anyways, been shooting videos for over 10 years. There was a time where what I did was a rare skill. You understand? Now everybody can do it. Why? Education, access to information, taking control of our lives and opportunities. So when we're embarking on a new career path or the idea of that path, it's just key that we have fun, we research, we learn. We can learn about that industry. We can watch a YouTuber who's a professional in that industry. We can ask somebody, we could take courses, right? the amount of courses there are online. We can attend workshops. We can network, right? We can you can network and not even leave your house. Like the connections I've made just through DMs is beautiful. Acquiring knowledge and skills is in your hands. You have that opportunity because right now you're watching me on the internet, and on the internet there's an abundance of free information. And the more we develop our knowledge, our skill set, and craft our talents, what happens? We build our confidence and we open doors to new and exciting opportunities. I remember a long time ago, I had a mentor. His name was Gramps. Shout out to Gramps. And at the time when I met him, I just made music. But he made music. He shot videos. He could do like, Photoshop, illustration. He was just a one-stop shop. And I was like, wow. And he said to me, he's like, expand your skill set. The more you know, the more knowledge you have, the better you are, the more opportunities you will have, and the more confidence you will have in building your life. And when he said that, boom, I went and learned video, and that changed my life. It changed my life. People would come to me and be like, oh, he understands sound and visuals. I was able to deliver them beautiful products. So there really is no excuse, right? I always say every single day, wake up and look at your hands, right? And be like, I have my destiny in one hand, just waiting for me to take control of it and to fulfill it. But in my other hand, I also have my distractions, right? Every day we are faced with countless distractions. Success is basically just trying to stay focused these days. But if you can do that, my friend, and you can apply your energy with the spare time that you do have and learn a new skill today, 6 to 12 months from now, you could start generating income from that skill. And then maybe 2 years from now, you can fully step into that. And now you have a new career path. That is possible, 100%. Actually, the designer of the reminder deck, my affirmation cards, beautiful. He started doing illustration in 2020. Within 1 year, he was already developing a name for himself and then booking clients. And now it's his full-time gig. This all happened just in the last 3 years. He made a pivot. And when I talked to him, like, how did you do it? He's like, yo, I just doubled down. I just took advantage of that time and I just learned. I watched courses, I talked to people, and he created a flawless product for me. Now, lately, I've decided to commit to working less, but something interesting has happened. I'm getting more done. I used to come in my studio and tell myself, I'm going to sit here for 8 to 10 hours and I'm going to focus. And then the pressure of that would cause procrastination or burnout. So instead, I come here and I only commit to 4 hours a day. That's it. It doesn't seem long, but I realize 4 hours is a lot of time when you step into it with intention and precision. Now, I actually only focus on 90-minute intervals. I use a study with me video for accountability. And instead of being like, oh, okay, I got to sit down for 4 or 5 hours, I just tell myself, just 90 minutes, HINDZ. That's it. And I go from there. And this allows me to build momentum. Once 90 minutes is done, I do another 90 minutes with a small 5-minute break in between. And this raises my confidence because I'm having micro wins throughout my day. And I find it's a lot easier to focus because the goalpost isn't so far away. We have to be mindful of our energy. It's not realistic every day to focus intently with intensity for 10 hours. It's just not. That's our ego trying to do that. Be mindful of your energy. I find that if you set up some boundaries for yourself and have a limited time frame, you naturally become more focused and intentional with your work. If you tell yourself, okay, I got all day to do what I got to do, then you're going to procrastinate. You have no pathway, you have no boundaries, you have no structure, there's no framework, there's no system. So if you shorten that gap into a few hours and be like, we got 3 hours, we got 4 hours to do this, and then you create a checklist, you remove distractions, you create the right environment, right? Watch what happens. You will effortlessly fall into a flow state after 15, 20 minutes. And as a result, you accomplish more in less time and maintain a higher quality of work. We have to be mindful. Long hours, yes, they are necessary sometimes, but in short sprints. Because long hours often, what do? They leave us with little room for personal pursuits or any activities outside of work. And then this causes resentment for our own work. That happened to me. I was working so much, I was creating so much, I was trying to keep up with my podcast, YouTube channel, and everything. I was starting to resent my own work. That's why I took massive space back, and I'm redeveloping the frameworks and the systems to move forward. So shorter hours, right? You have more time to devote to your family, your hobbies, your self-care, and your personal interests. It's all about focus. You could work for 10 hours unfocused and barely get anything done. You could work for 3 hours with focus, precision, intention, and vision. And you'll get more done than somebody else gets done in 3 days while they're distracted. This balance is necessary. It's crucial for preventing burnout, enhancing like our overall happiness, and it just allows us to lead and live a more fulfilling life. That's not just about work, but also brings fulfilling work into the process. Now, if you work full-time for a company, you have less control over this. I understand that. But start to think, would my life be better working for 4 days a week instead of 5? Maybe with that extra day, I'd feel more rested to explore the ideas that come to me, or put more time to my sideline passions and skills. Maybe if I cut back on my Starbucks consumption and I eat out less, maybe the extra time and increased energy would be worth the financial cut in the short term, so we can invest in ourselves long term. Maybe if I get a job that doesn't require me at work 5 days a week, but 4 days a week, that would be a better balance. And a benefit to that is also, if that sounds like, yeah, I would love that. I would love a 3-day weekend and a 4-day week. That would bring more balance into my life. A benefit would be also, there's more innovation, there's more creativity. Rest and relaxation are vital for generating ideas and just innovative thinking. A lot of my best ideas come when I'm not even trying to think. It's just from observing and having fun, and then boom, something comes to me. I write it in my Apple Notes, and then when I get here, I do a deep work session on it. So allowing ourselves time away from work, our mind can wander. And then we can approach problems from different angles with better solutions. So we have higher sense of creativity, better insight, and more innovation, you understand? And I get it. Often the reason, we don't start the things that have been on our mind is we're just too tired. A lot of us were working 40 hours a week. We're in traffic 10 hours a week, plus other responsibilities. We are tapped out. So start to think how you can mindfully craft a life that is in more alignment for yourself. Identify the trap, have gratitude that you have a means of resources, but start to think how you could develop a new path for yourself. Maybe some short-term sacrifices for your peace tomorrow would be worth it. And you don't have to do everything at once, right? You don't have to go all in on your side business, go all in on your main job. You don't have to go all in and carve out the best body for yourself. You don't have to go all in and heal every single trauma. You don't have to write a book. You don't have to do all this. Let's stop trying to be superheroes, right? Walk with grace, with intention, with focus, and build our life. You understand? Spread your goals out. Realistically, you might only be able to commit 1 hour a day, 3 days, 4 days a week to this new business idea you have. or to your YouTube channel. If you want to start a YouTube channel, you may only be able to post one video every 2 weeks. That is fine. That is better than no videos, no channel. At least it's progress. Progress is perfection. Right now, since I only commit to 4 hours a day of work, like I figured out what my baseline of work I need to do. And I'm like, it has to fit within that 4 hours a day, 6 days a week. The rest, it's up to play. It's up to creative thinking. And yes, that is a luxury that I'm able to grant myself now. And so can you. It's simply a journey. And having that realization, like that realization I had when I made that $100, I'm like, I can build my own life. That's all it is. It doesn't happen just like this. It's a process, but it can happen. So the key here is to remove ourselves from the traps, maybe the trap that you have in a 9-to-5 toxic work culture or toxic productivity if you are self-employed. Because this does manifest physical exhaustion, illness, emotional fatigue, resentment, and a loss of passion for the very thing that we love. We want to preserve our passions, not burn them out, right? Toxic productivity, moving just from the ego and greed, that's where it will lead you. So we are creating a life where we prioritize our self-care. We seek a career that allows us to thrive instead of just trying to survive. And we find something that allows us to embrace flexibility, if that's what we desire. Allows us to design our own schedules, if that's what you desire. Work on projects that we're passionate about and maintain that beautiful, healthy work-life balance. Because the truth is, I think as human beings, we want to put our energy into something. Just chilling all day, every day would get boring. Being at the beach every single day, not working, would get boring. We need work. We need something to apply our energy to. But what we want is something that is fulfilling, and that is in alignment with who we truly are. So it's important just to weigh out those pros and cons and then assess your risk tolerance and then take steps towards creating that fulfilling career on your terms. So remember, we're going to wrap up right here. Finding your true path and escaping whatever trap that you may find yourself in, if it's a 9-to-5 or it's just a regressive, toxic mindset or schedule, it is a journey that requires self-discovery, courage, right? Resilience, love. And by embracing all these concepts that we talked about today and prioritizing your well-being, plus pursuing a career that aligns with your passions, your values, your morals, you can create a life that is fulfilling and full of purpose. All you gotta do is dream big, explore your options, and take that first step, even if it's a baby step, because you will build a rewarding and authentic life for yourself. And then you will inspire others by simply illuminating your energy. So you don't know in hindsight, everything is gonna be all right. And let's continue to build on this, because I believe that every single one of us has an opportunity and we get to build a life that is worth living and teach others how to do so as well.